Christmas is just around the corner, and I know that lots of people will be looking for drones as Christmas gifts. These two drones are absolutely amazing. In this video, we will find out why. The first thing I would like to get out of the way is how these drones are at very different price points. There are drones in between, but I think that these two drones are the best value for money. First, the DJI Tello here. This here is £99 in the UK and $99 in the US. It's a great drone for this price. You won't find a better drone for under £100 or dollars. This here is the DJI Mini 2. You can pick this up for £420 in the UK for the standard version, £550 in the UK for the Fly More combo, or $600 in the US for the Fly More combo. It is a lot more expensive than the DJI Tello, but you do get a lot more. Let's start with the DJI Mini 2. This drone is absolutely fabulous for the price. It does seem expensive at first, but once you use it, it's definitely worth the money. It's got a 4K camera here at the front, with a 3-axis gimbal, providing very smooth cinematic footage. It's also got an advertised 31 minutes of flight time, but I generally get around 20 minutes. But I mean, that's good enough. If you get the Fly More combo, that's plenty. It's a very powerful drone with a top speed of 36 miles an hour and is very resistant to wind. This drone here weighs under 250 grams, which means that in some countries you will not need to register it, but in the UK you will need to get a flyer ID and an operator ID. This though, being under 250 grams, does have fewer restrictions, which is a positive. The DJI Mini 2 has a lovely 4K camera, 12 megapixel camera with a 3-axis gimbal here on the front. It will keep the footage nice and stable. The footage itself is really crisp and clear. Let's have a look at some. As for photos, they are very usable. They are equally good as the video, and they are 12 megapixels. They are very sharp and look very crisp and clear and nice. As for sensors, the DJI Mini 2 on the bottom has an optical flow sensor, which helps it to hold its position, and it also has a altitude sensor, which sends out a beam of signal down to the ground, bounces up, and it's able to calculate the altitude of the drone. With this, it can hold still in the air, keeping at the same altitude. The optical flow here basically is a camera, and it's able to hold its position even when it's lost GPS. This is good in case you lose GPS, or if you're flying indoors and obviously you don't have GPS. As for range, the drone has OcuSync 2 from DJI. It's incredible, really solid transmission. It's advertised to have a 6-mile, 10-kilometer range. You'll never get that, but just because you can't fly that far and fly back in time without the battery running out. But that is useful because it tells us that the signal strength is stronger, so when you're flying in amongst trees in areas with lots of Wi-Fi interference, then the drone will handle pretty well, I think. So I've very rarely lost connection with this. I've flown it more than a kilometre away, no connection issues at all. The controller it comes with, which is this controller. This is a really good controller. It does look bulky, get used to it. It's a really good controller. It has the thumbsticks here at the bottom, and it's absolutely great. Your phone, it slots up here, that your phone comes in at the top here, and it's an absolutely amazing controller. OptiSync 2 comes out of the controller and delivers a fabulous range. I have never lost connection with this controller. It's got a giant rechargeable battery. I normally get like 10 flights from this controller, which is amazing if you think about it. The controller's great, the drone's great. Okay, let's now have a look at the DJI Tello. This drone was made in partnership with DJI, Rise, a Chinese startup company, and Intel. The chip inside it for the electronic image stabilization is from Intel. At the front, it has a 5 megapixel camera. It's a small camera. It can record 720p smooth electronic image stabilized video, and it can also take 5 megapixel photos. It has brushless motors, 4 brushless motors here on the sides, and it also, at the bottom here, it has a sensors. These sensors, it has a optical flow sensor here, and it has an altitude hold sensor there, as well as vents here for ventilation at the bottom. All of this here allows it to hover in the air. It doesn't have GPS, so it uses the optical flow to hover. In case you don't know what that is, it's basically a camera that points down at the ground and keeps its position, and it uses the altitude hold to keep the altitude there. The drone doesn't come with a controller, but you use your phone to connect with it, so you connect to it via Wi-Fi. This is okay. Only downside is that any video recorded on the drone will be sent to the phone via Wi-Fi, so any lag in the connection to the phone, if it becomes disconnected, will also show in the video. The drone itself is very well made. It's extremely durable. You can fly this inside and outdoors. It's just outdoors it is not too great at resisting the wind. It has a top speed of 18 miles an hour. It's quite speedy for a very small drone, and because of the weight, 90 grams, you do not have to register it with any FAA or CAA, and it has very few restrictions. This, you can fly it anywhere. You can fly it in your garden, in a park. You can fly this anywhere, and the flight time is 13 minutes. The video on it is stabilized electronically, so it crops into the image to keep it smooth. If you look, I'll be publishing a review soon, so if you look at that review, you will be able to see video samples as well as more detail into this drone. There will also be a review of the DJI Mini 2 over here, which also shows the contents in the Fly More combo. That will be coming out soon. Back to this drone here, I'll show you some photo samples, just because I wanted to get this video out quickly. The photos were indoors and in artificial light, so they do not look that great, but outside in good lighting, there's lots of detail in the 5 megapixel photos. It's really good. Let's have a look at one of the photos I took indoors. I usually get a range of about 30 meters on this drone, which is good enough. It's not amazing, but it's good enough for this drone, and it's the best that you'll find. You won't find anything better for under £100 or dollars. This drone, I think you cannot go wrong with it. You might notice that this is the Edu version. This is just the version I've got. Only difference, it's a bit more expensive. The only difference is that it's got a few more programming capabilities, but this is basically the same as the normal version. The normal version does have programming capabilities. There's an app for it. If you look on the App Store or the iOS App Store, really you can't go wrong with it. It's from DJI. You know it's going to be good. You know that there's going to be great service, customer service in case there's a problem. There's great customer service on the app. I've tried it. That's what you get from buying from DJI. You can easily find spare parts. You can buy more batteries for £20 each. It's a really good drone. For the price, you cannot go wrong. That's why I really recommend this drone. And as for the Mini 2 over here, this drone here is great as well. You cannot go wrong. It's also from DJI. Great customer service. I had a few problems once. They were fixed straight away. As I said, I will be releasing a review of both of these drones very soon in separate videos. I'll go more into detail of what you get when you buy the drone. I will also talk about what extra features it has, quick shots, modes, flipping. I will give you more video samples and go more in depth with it. But keep an eye out for those videos, they will be coming out soon. So basically, these two drones are really good value for money. They're both from DJI. I'm not a DJI fanboy. I also enjoy flying drones from other brands. I like other brands too. I just think that DJI has really good customer service, really good servicing. With this, you can get like warranties on it and DJI service. You can't go wrong with these. For the price, this here is expensive, but in the end, this DJI Mini 2 will end up lasting you years. It will last you maybe 2 years, 3 years, then you'll really get addicted to drones and you'll want to upgrade to maybe a more expensive one. These drones, you cannot go wrong with these. I highly recommend these. Whoever a lucky person went to receive these drones this Christmas, I think they'll be very happy with them. So, thank you for watching. This is Drone Plus, and I'll see you next time.